Next question is from A Glimpse of Me. Is semaglutide a good tool if you're struggling to lose fat? The recent discussion on episode 2014 made it sound like it was. I thought using pharma medications was not a good thing.
Okay, so let's be really clear here. First off, nothing will come close to replacing changing your lifestyle. Diet, how you exercise, sleep, stress, like those are going to make the biggest impact on fat loss. Plus, there are benefits that go above and beyond just fat loss, like the psychological benefits, the overall health benefits. There's just nothing comes close. Now, semaglutide is a peptide. I think it's a GLP-1 agonist. It's like this class of peptides that have been researched for diabetes or to improve insulin sensitivity. And studies show that they quite effectively induce weight loss. Now, in comparison to like the weight loss drugs of the past, semaglutide and other GLP-1 receptor agonists, like they blow them out of the water, because the old medications for weight loss were stimulants and they had all these terrible side effects and stuff like that. So these are just better. They're much better, but this is not like someone says, I'm struggling to lose fat. Well, let me look at your diet. Let me look at your training. Let me look at your lifestyle. Let me look at your sleep. Because I guarantee you won't struggle with fat loss if I can look at those things and adjust them in appropriate ways and adjust the way that you live your life. If you don't adjust anything and then you take something like semaglutide to lose weight, you'll lose some weight, but you're not going to get the same kind of benefits. And it's not like you're going to lose all the body fat. Okay. And then there's also some detriments. Some of the way that it causes weight loss is by increasing, I guess you could say, insulin sensitivity, kind of loosely. But a lot of it's just from appetite suppression. So what do they find in the studies with semaglutide? Well, when people who don't work out and don't change their diet take semaglutide, they lose weight, but they also lose muscle because they eat less.
They're not feeding them their gains.
Yeah, so it's not like you just take it and you get these like great results. Even though semaglutide is muscle sparing, it has muscle sparing effects. If you don't eat enough protein and you're not sending a signal to build muscle and you just eat less, your body will try to accommodate and adapt by reducing muscle mass, because what it's trying to do is trying to slow your metabolism down to match the new calories that you're taking in. So if you take semaglutide, you got to make sure you get adequate protein intake and you got to make sure you lift weights. Otherwise, yeah, you'll lose weight, but you'll lose muscle along with it, in which case, like, who cares, right? Who cares if you lost weight that way?
You know, this is an area that I always feel really challenged with this business. And that, you know, one of the core values that we have is radical honesty, right? So I'm a big believer in sharing with our audience if there's stuff that we use, like I've been using hormone therapy for a very long time. So disclosing that and sharing that with our audience, I think is important to keep it transparent. The fact that all of us are extremely interested in peptides and experimenting and using them ourselves right now, we're going to be honest about that. There's supplements that we've partnered with that we use, that we love. But at the same time too, all those things do not come before working on your relationship with food, with exercise, your body image. Like, there's so many things that I think that we built this business with the intent of helping people in that direction. And for the most part, I think we've done a pretty good job. And then we've come to this place where it's like, okay, well, there's other things that we all
novelty bucket.
There's other things that we utilize or we like or that we think we're interested in, but it's like, I don't ever want to come across as like, this is the answer for people. And I wouldn't recommend it to most of my clients until we get those other big rocks handled. And then it's like, okay, like you've checked all these boxes and you're curious about this peptide. I'm telling you openly that I'm using it and trying it. Like, why not? Then I'm not against it. But I always want to be careful that we don't come off like we're pitching or selling. And I think the whole time we've been partnered up with supplement companies, I think we've always presented this, like Whole Foods is always the first and foremost, but that doesn't mean that I don't grab a beef jerky stick every once in a while or grab a protein bar because I'm on the go.
And this isn't even a moral thing. It's just, it just doesn't come close to comparing.
Well, that's what I'm saying is we know that those things aren't going to even come close to the things that really matter when it comes to the results. And so it's first check those boxes. You spend most of your time, your effort, your money.
It's like arguing over
It's new science. Like we don't know all of the details. It hasn't been around for that long yet, and we're still sifting through all of that. So it's exciting in terms of like what they're coming up with in the science surrounding it with peptides, and you know how they're able to kind of like really target these parts of the body and their functions. But in terms of like what we always want to lean on is the foundational blocks of how to get there.
Yeah, look, okay, even the ones that have a lot of science behind them and studies and stuff, look, here's the deal. It's like arguing over the air filter on a performance car, and we haven't even talked about like the engine, okay? Like the engine of the car makes a big difference. Air filter will make a little bit of a difference, but it's not going to come close to the engine, what the engine's going to do. Look, even testosterone. Testosterone, of all the peptides and hormones and whatever that you could use and take, testosterone by far is the most powerful muscle builder. Nothing comes close. Growth hormone doesn't come close. No other hormones come close. No peptides or combination of peptides come close to testosterone. If you give a man with low testosterone, not even talking about a normal testosterone man, a man with low testosterone who needs to take testosterone, you give him testosterone and he doesn't lift weights, he'll gain like 5 pounds of lean body mass. That's it. Could I get him to gain more than 5 pounds of lean body mass just through proper strength training and diet with low testosterone? Yes, I could. Just to give you an example, right? Now, what happens when you are working out and you pay attention to your exercise and it's consistent and you got a good diet and you're paying attention to that and you sleep, you look at your sleep and your stress. So you lead a healthy lifestyle that's a priority to you. And then you utilize these things to optimize hormones, you utilize peptides. Then it can be really fun. It can be really fun to see kind of what the next level looks like for you. But besides, you know, if you're not doing those things, like you're wasting your time and it's expensive. I'm going to be honest with you. Semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor. It's the most popular one.
Yeah. What does that run? What does that run?
It costs like $1,000 a month.
Is it up to? That's growth hormone price?
No, yeah, something like that. So I mean, it's going to be expensive. The other peptides are a lot less, and there's other peptides. There's like a whole bunch of peptides. Some of them are a lot less expensive. But it's like, okay, so let's say you spend, you know, $500 a month on peptides to help yourself out. But you're not working out properly. You got crappy workout programming, or you're inconsistent. Your diet sucks, or whatever. What are you going to notice? A little bit. You might get a little more energy. You might feel a little better. Where I could take you and do one thing. I could look at your sleep, fix your sleep, and it'll be like life-changing. Or you could have low vitamin D. Supplement with vitamin D. You could go buy it at CVS for $5 and it'll be life-changing, right? So we got to put these things in context. That being said, if you're somebody that's you know, interested in this kind of stuff and you're checking the boxes and you're going to be, you know, making sure that you work out consistently, your diet, all that stuff.
Then hell yes.
Then you do this kind of stuff. It can be a lot of fun and it could be quite interesting what you could accomplish. I mean, I keep everything pretty consistent. So for me, it's been really fun because I know when something's doing something when it's not, because everything else is good. I keep everything in check. I'm very consistent. So I know if I add this, wow, I notice, you know, my lifts went up by 10 pounds, or I gained 4 pounds of lean body mass, or, you know, you know, my sleep is a little better. Like with testosterone for me, testosterone and peptides for me, now I went from low, when I got tested, it was really low. My total test was 230 something, which is even below, like a general practitioner would have put me on testosterone. That's how low that was. When I went on testosterone and peptides, for me, it turned into about 13, 14 pounds of lean body mass with everything else that I was doing. That's a lot, but I work out consistently. I eat, you know, I focus on, you know, my sleep. I do all the things, right? And, you know, so that's a pretty significant difference, but it's not like, it's not going to take someone from, you know, out of shape to Mr. Olympia or anything like that. So just to keep things in context, I think it's important.
No, I agree.
And if you're interested in something like this, go through a doctor, because you can go online and there's a gray market of these research chemicals, they'll call them, and you don't know. We interviewed a doctor on this, an expert, and he said it's not that they don't have all of the, you know, it's not that they'll give you 50% of the dose. That's not what you need to worry about. It's that they have all these broken peptides in there that we don't know how they're affecting your body, which is kind of scary. So go through a doctor, go through a pharmacy that has to follow regulations and get checked and stuff like that. And if you want to talk to a doctor, go to mphormones.com. We have good ones that we connected with.